Hello ladies and gentlemen, Paddy Early here again, talking about the issues surrounding abortion. I want to talk about the areas of personal responsibility. Each one of us is responsible for every aspect of our lives. We're responsible for our own well-being, our own physical health, mental health and spiritual health. So in the area of personal responsibility, I just want to talk about if I'm drunk and I jump into my car and I drive down the road and I drive into a ditch and I become paralysed or lose a leg or lose an eye, it's my responsibility. I've chosen to go down that route and I must accept the consequences. Similarly, if I'm drunk or high on drugs and I murder another person, well then again it goes back to me. It's my responsibility. I did it. I have to take the consequences. So I'm confused about why people think that they can go out and engage in sexual activity which they know leads to the possibility at least of a pregnancy, and think that they shouldn't have to bear the consequences of that. The 10 Commandments are very specific. Thou shalt not kill. That's an instruction to all human beings. And whether you're a politician or whether you're an ordinary person, an ordinary woman or man, we have to respect that law of God. And politicians do not have the right, in my opinion, to change the law to allow abortion to take place freely. So again, we're talking about the United States of America. In the last 10 years, there have been, no, the last 40 years, there have been 55 million abortions at least. That's legal killing. And then we're surprised, like when there's these murders in the schools and we have the death penalty and all, because there is no respect for life. If you allowed the murder of 55 million fetuses, it's the exact same thing as 55 million human beings, because the only difference is the length of the gestation period. Like all births are miracles. We know loads of couples, all of us, that want to have babies, can't have babies. And yet all of our births were miracles. Like, we might know the mechanics of how the birth takes place, a sexual act between couples. But we have to respect that miracle. We have to honour that this is all part of the plan of God. And don't be under any illusion that every single one of us belongs to God. We've come through the miracle of birth, but we're all going to die and we're all going to go back. We're infinite spiritual beings and we're all going to go back to God. And in many ways, a baby and fetus is a bit like God, because God is the invisible reality. That's what faith is all about. We have to believe that there's a God. And we only have to look around us and see the miracle of nature, the miracle of the sea, the miracle of the mountains, the miracle of the rivers, and the miracle of human beings that have choices, that some do live great lives and do great good for people. And so, like, the baby and fetus is very like that. I mean, you can't actually touch it. Like, the mother obviously can feel it in there, kicking and moving about. But it is still an invisible reality, very like God. And to my mind, nobody has the right to do that. Like, okay, if it becomes a choice between the equal right of the mother and the baby and fetus, well, obviously the doctors have to decide to save the mother's life. That's the way it is. But other than that, like, as a lifestyle choice, to have an abortion is completely no-no. And again, looking at the womenhurt.ie website and read the stories on it, like, it has a horrific consequence, because at a soul level and at a heart level, you know that you've killed. That's what it is. It's killing. And you can dress it up any way you like, and politicians can dress it up any way you like. But the Doyle committee that met on it, like, psychiatrists were absolutely clear. Abortion is not a recipe for suicidal thoughts. In fact, after you have the abortion, you're much more likely to have stronger suicidal thoughts. So I just like, again, everybody to reflect on it. Look at the womenhurt.ie website and make up your own mind, and put pressure on the politicians not to allow killing of fetuses. Thank you.